How can something as beautiful as this be dying? A plague is ruining the land, but the tree of life still stands. Question is, for how long? End is coming to the new world. The tribes stand divided, in need of someone strong enough to unite them, or bring them all down. This is a story with an unusual beginning. Welcome to Biomutant. Encode your DNA. Define your genetic structure. Choose a genetic resilience. Choose your first style. Pick your main color. Choose your detail color. Pick a class. Commando. Psy-Freak. Psy-Freak chosen. That'll work. Here's somebody with a troubled past, drawn into the spotlight of a story that's already begun. We're already at a crossroads. Choosing a path in life is that fork in the road where you make a choice or simply stop living. But for you, it's not only a crossroad, but a choice, a reflection of your key.
Let me introduce myself. I'm the light and bright side of you, or your inner voice to be precise, an echo of balance and...
Seems more like you're being light-headed if you ask me, but you'll come around eventually.
But what comes around goes all the way back around. So, it's better to stick to your instincts. You can't fight what's in your nature.
In your nature, and here I was hoping we'd be all about natural selection. survival of the strongest, and so forth. If that's not instinct, then I don't know what is.
Natural selection is all about evolution and progress. And as soon as there's enough light, darkness will disappear.
Right is always right. Stories of death and the bodies left behind, a reminder that we're at the mercy of nature and the one that preys on others. Do you remember the beast that shattered your family, or did you choose to forget? You turned your back on our world and got lost in your own. Meanwhile, the Predator only grew stronger. Make a run for it. This is not the time nor place to end this story. This time, it was best to run and live to fight another day. Let us hope you're ready for it when it comes. The Predator isn't the only threat. The wildlife started to mutate when the end of days began, and the Tree of Life started to die. Shot through. Wow. Switched off the lights. Looks like you've got this. The oil sludges everywhere. To most, it only means death. But some have adapted to the new environment and changed with it. Evolution has its ways. Look, an emergency box from the once was. A rare sight. That pipe looks weak. The claw bar should come in handy. Whoa! It's time to find a way out of this place. No, really, I mean it. The Morks produce biomatter in their multi-organ that they shed under distress. Blobs that affect the cellular coding strands of any living being when absorbed, including you. That ain't bad. Toxanol built vessels called arks to save themselves from the impending doom. But was it too late? It is only from the flight logs of the single ark they left behind that we know other arks traveled through the sky and beyond. It seems those that came before us never lost hope in finding a new home for their kind. There are few records of the chain of events that led to the big apocalypse eons ago, but it's clear the world wasn't prepared for how recklessly the Toxanol Corporation would make its mark on the world. Their rare earth mining and nuclear industries generated tons of waste, and, without consideration for the future, they dumped it all in landfills until they ran out of space. That's when they made the big mistake. They began dumping the toxic waste in the surf just off the coast instead, assuming that it would sink and decay with time. And they were right, but no one was prepared for what was about to unfold. Once in the surf, the radiation interfered with the genetics of the wildlife and created bizarre mutations in their offspring. It had an inconceivable impact on biodiversity and the entire ecosystem. The world as they knew it crumbled as nature retaliated. It would never be the same again, and what remained of it became ours. Of spark metal going pew-pew is never a good thing. It's coming from behind that door. A warning label. The box looks like a potential brain melt. It's going to take a bit of puzzling to short-circuit the door. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Quite a shock to the system. Let's try that again. There you go. The wheeled one is outnumbered. You'd better help him out. Not much left of that. The scrap keeps piling up. Blasting it. Yes. That's the The last of them. Let's talk to the wheeled one before backup arrives. He
Momombusu?
wants to thank you for taking his side against the scavengers. He sounds familiar. You just can't figure out why.
Ba lo yualu.
He presents himself as out of date. He knows he's way overdue, but he hasn't given up.
Beboko contabe.
He doesn't seem surprised that you don't recognize him. You were just a child back then, the night everything changed.
Tolomawawanya.
There have been rumors of a one-eyed Ronin seen outside the Great Wall, and he's happy to see it's true.
Kotuvon ko konvunkono.
The legend of the one-eyed child that grew up as an outcast is old and sad.
Toledrea ya maoloa.
The child could have been anyone, but the evil it had fled had left a mark, a facial scar to remember the past.
Nuekek ujbar no barke.
There's...
Ye mufurbo. Bumu.
He says it has taken you a long time to bring the past back up to the present, to find your way back, but he's grateful you have.
Atu awa ya ea.
Had it not been for the Tree of Life, no one would have survived. He hopes you at least remember the tree. Asks if you were tired, as it's a... You're such a good child, so you probably did. Even the young forget. The potato people, or Nono, are a wonder, somehow You might be right. Like potatoes, they're packed with energy, an excellent source of ki. The Nono prefer... You found one. You should be proud. They don't come out for everyone. The Nono's ki energy is just what the Only time will tell. You'll need to support the tree. You'll need a net to catch the Nono, and he wants you to use his, but asks you to be gentle. Go. You handle that net like you've never done anything else. He's impressed. One day, he hopes the tree will have grown tall enough to sustain the world. But today, your focus is getting this one to become one with the tree. Now that you've seen the Nonno's connection with the tree with your own eyes, you have no reason to doubt. From this day on, he'll make nurturing the Pensai into a tree of life, a life goal, not only for our village's sake, but for all of us, everyone. One day, the land won't be as peaceful. Not even your Muma will be able to protect us. He says you'd better hurry back to the village before... No, she's got lots on her mind and needs rest after the raid last night on the...
Alu alu hero.
He lost you there for a while, but no memory is alone. It's...
Ikobe. Ifari kobo faru.
He says
Koyetu koweboy.
the tree started
Chintwata moti huasa.
the genetic... His friend Gizmo is working on a Mekton and needs help defeating the Jumbo Puff at the end of the West Route. Wiz is still repairing his octopod to confront the Merc Puff that dwells deep down under the surface at the end of the Northwest Route. Noko has tamed the Midget and is preparing to take on the Hoof Puff at the end of the East Route. Finally, Goop is almost done with the Goo Glide, a machine able to ride the waves of the surf all the way out to the Porky Puff at the end of the route to the southeast.
Koyetu koweboy.
Out of Date says his friends are gearing up to stop the World Eaters. There's one at the end of each route.
Chintwata moti huasa.
The road ahead won't be easy, but he's counting on your support. His friends aren't strong enough to end.
Come Reaper.
He wants you to understand.
Lotu lu bayo.
Regard.
To wowu.
You're getting the hang of it. Quickest way out is through the roof where they came in, and the rope looks strong enough to climb. Know that the Tree of Life is dying. Its days are numbered. Without help, it can't endure the environmental change and assault from the World Eaters. A signpost maps it out for the cartographically challenged. Let's see. Must be the World Eater that chewed off Out of Date's leg. You'll need a hat trick to bring that down. Look, a survivor. Glad to see someone made it out alive. He's heard the stories about the terror inflicted by the World Eaters to other enclaves, but never expected one to come all the way here. He doesn't... Anyway.
That's a spark of light in you!
What's there to like about light? It hurts to look at.
Not as much as it hurts to look at you.
Ooh.
And you're always trying to pretend it's not.
There's Out of Date again. He must have missed something important. Out of Date says you will make a better stand against the World Eaters with the support of a tribe, and there are two nearby.
Momombusu?
The Myriad tribe is likely to be a good match as they act on the understanding of the greater good and have a code of honor.
Valu alu hero.
The Myriad's conviction to stop the World Eaters began when the Leviathans rose from the depths of the surf. Siding with the Myriad's movement for wholeness in a fragmented world might seem like the logical thing to do, but is it the right thing? One thing's certain, though. Destiny arrives all the same. The Jagni tribe only ever had one conviction: to bring balance to the world by wiping out the weak. They believe a cleansing is necessary to restore the world and want to let the World Eaters bring down the Tree of Life. But siding with Jagni isn't necessarily a bad thing. Fate will find a way.
Mayani.
Out of Date says someone needs to break the stalemate and shift the balance of power to either Jagni's or Myriad's side.
Ayamuaya.
He believes the tribe's Sifus, Myriad especially, will listen to you and expects you to pay at least one of them a visit and...
Yamuluwano.
Another fork in the road. It's either the tunnel or the motor bridge. What'll it be? It's unusual that natural tunnels like this still exist. Most of them got flooded. This area was beautiful before the tribe war began. Look at it now. It's a war zone. That's the Myriad Tribe's fortress. Will they be friends or foe? You should head up there. That way you'll know. Let's see. It's a beaten path to that door. If you go there, you'd better make an entrance.
Je ne veux à la Dorauyo.
Says they're wary of strangers.
Zakura Hudson.
Understands completely.
Rulai Berlin.
Says they're cautious of non-allies.
Cliffmark Nishman.
The Sifu's door is always open for newcomers, but he cautions you. They'll
Sibi? Lappanen a ginkan man. Gerat na fal hutut Mustugai lavute. Karap lavute.
The Myriad tribe
Galapone.
act on understanding of the greater good and a code of honor. They believe uniting the tribes is the only way to restore the peace. The Sifu is convinced that defeating the World Eaters and saving the Tree of Life is the only way to make the world a better place. He welcomes you to the Myriad Fort and introduces himself as the tribe's Sifu.
Derigenkin ala tuba.
But he was hoping you'd show up. The news of a vigilante Ronin on crusade crossing the Great Wall through the crack in
Manes slink yok.
He heard you took out-of-date side against the scavengers in Bunker 101. It seems you believe in helping your next, and that's something you have in common.
Ala banglif.
There's something about your spirit that sparks memories of you as a kidling. He can still sense you're kind-hearted.
Buka mulos sada.
The Sifu says sometimes one memory can make an...
Sibi?
Your Muma invented Wang Fu.
Galapone.
Myriad wants unity between the tribes. Their goal is, if you believe there's some good in everyone, there's still hope for tomorrow.
Gine afirma katano shubu. Kararam woofer mat gain.
The Sifu was waiting for...
Platz.
Their kin have run out of options and found themselves backed into a corner. Even those who desire peace have been forced to prepare. He wants you to focus. These are the new rival outposts your tribe needs to take control of. He says you'll regret not being on their side. The only way you'll learn their secrets, Wung Fu and the tribe weapon now, is if you defeat him. And that will never happen.
Jaku thinking.
You both have gentle minds, so they want to wage a gentle war. A war
Porote nat.
tells you not to be afraid. Your fate cannot be taken from you. Claim the rival outposts and earn the right to wield the tribe weapon.
Wa para misa.
Once you've
La panen agin kamal.
seen,
Palam buen brengen.
he remembers your kind.
Hello.
Anyway,
Yuyuma Taipe.
with our help, the tree could live a lot longer.
Upkayupi.
So, Asks you to check out the wares, confident you'll find everything you need here. Wonder. Beats hunting down scrap. Let's see. You're hurt bad. Better beware, that's a mump up ahead. They were hit hard by evolution, the wonky ones especially, deformed and unfurled. Boom, boom. Charge them. New thoughts for you. Time is lost on this place, but it evokes a tingling sensation. There's something special about it, drawing you closer. Let's see. As time passes, memories fade, and sometimes feelings change. It's not about who you were, it's about who you'll become. This story is far from over. Echoes of a long-lost past, like whispers in the wind. Here's someone who takes each day as it comes. He wonders where you've been. He hopes you've been out at the lake. Learning to swim can be scary when you don't know what you're doing. But he thinks you should really know how to swim by now. And he'll be honored. He says that wasn't too bad, was it? At least you learned that you'll drown if you don't swim. But you need practice. Lots of... Judging by your Mooma's look, it seems you forgot something.
Inadabsunka?
You promised you'd train with her before the sun goes down. It's time to go.
Ansonbara.
You know you can't make up for lost time.
Amu.
You should know. Practice makes perfect.
Asana yotutupu.
She'll see you at the village square.
Pialtuma.
She says that's good. With a passion for learning, you'll never cease to grow. Here's another familiar face with lots on his mind. He was hoping you could help him pick up some scrap for a thingamajig he's working on. He thinks you're truly a kidling of your environment. He wonders what usefulness you found. He says every little thing counts. He can work wonders with almost anything and asks if you know how to... He says only a few are willing to do the little things, but if you make enough... He'd love to teach you. You did well, but he can't help but wonder why you decided to craft a weapon. He believes being considerate will help you feel at peace with yourself. He's looking forward to seeing what you'll make next. It seems you have a talent for this. It looks like she's starting to lose her patience.
Beri?
You know she doesn't like waiting for you. She wants to...
Domale tuku.
Then you've got a good excuse. You share a responsibility to prevent hardship on nature and the environment. It's your
Taifanamenuma?
She wants you to grow up and start thinking for yourself. You really need to find yourself before she's gone.
Kanyala no toro.
That's all she's ever asked of you.
Inyadaldo.
You've always followed your own path, but this time she... They look determined. Better watch out. He asks you to stop right there and wonders where you think you're going. That makes him wonder why you were here looking for it. There's no way they'll let you pass. He wants to know who you think you are.
Popolo Maniana.
They push each other to become better, and sometimes someone gets pushed down along the way.
Rumble Marsamon.
She asks if you're hurt. What happened?
Can't see.
She says it's nice of you to consider them, but they have weapon training at sunrise tomorrow, so they'll need all the rest they can get.
Aria roche nui mumera. Recentene.
It's time to... Here's someone close to heart, doing what he does best.
Takatnio umwaka.
He asks if you could help him, too, before you leave for training.
Isku.
He wishes that...
Me.
He suggests...
Sarevanyat Sab.
He's curious to see what you found.
Vaksan mar malva cherry. Uvuksu isku alean.